Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. For today's videos, I'm going to cover the new dungeon modes called Heroic Tales, a time attack dungeon with random generated status, leaderboard, and strategy focuses that allow players to earn a ton of goddess tokens. Just in case if you don't know what is goddess token is basically an untradeable silver or a secondary currency that was introduced in the goddess update. Now you can actually click on this golden icon right here and click on this red icon right here to open up the goddess shops. For the goddess token, you can actually use it to purchase a bunch of stuff for your character progressions, which include engraving stones, goddess enchant jewels, aether gems, thematic fire, which include all 4 types of thematic fires, and then we have bellots, which is used to upgrade the legendary card. We also have dark steel, which is one of the most important items for endgame progression, and then we also have premium awakening stone, but also the enhancement coupon 100k silver. Now, because the silver currency has been reduced a lot in various types of content such as challenge modes and singularity, most players right now is focused on getting as much goddess token as they can so they can upgrade their character or enhance their equipment within builds. And more importantly, Heroic Tale is the best place to farm goddess token. Let me explain why. Heroic Tales will provide your character 10,000 worth of goddess token every single runs. Now, if you do that 10 times a week, that is going to be 100,000 worth of goddess tokens, which converted into 100 million worth of enhancement coupons. Now, before you can actually access the Heroic Tale content, the first thing you need to do is actually talk to this mysterious storyteller NPC, which is located in Capetta City. After you talk to this NPC will teleport your character to a dungeon to start the prequest or the tutorials for the Heroic Tale content. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump right into Heroic Tales. First thing first, click F10 on your keyboard and click on Dungeon tab and scroll all the way down to ST, or for short Heroic Tales. If you already noticed that I have no run available, the only way to get extra runs for Heroic Tale is purchasing the voucher from the mercenary badge shops. If you scroll all the way down on the entry voucher tabs, you will see the HG1 entry voucher. Now there is a limit of 3 per week, but you can actually purchase more up to 10 times per week with extra mercenary badges. If you have a lot of mercenary badges, then I do recommend purchasing additional reset because this will provide you a lot of goddess token. Keep in mind, every single runs will provide you 10,000 worth of goddess tokens, and that is a lot if you think about this. Every single run will take roughly 15 to 20 minutes or maybe even lower than that, depending on what kind of strategy that you use or what kind of skill build that you use for your character when it comes to Heroic Tales. Now, Heroic Tale has 2 types of system. You can actually play by yourselves or you queue up with other players in order to clear for ranking. Speaking of ranking, you can actually get extra goddess token depending on how high you ranks. Rank 1 will definitely give you a ton of goddess token, roughly 40,000 per week, and then rank 6 to 20 will give you 20,000, and rank 21 to 50 will give you 10,000. Unfortunately, I don't have information on hero memory, so I cannot give you much information on that part. Next up, after you click enter for the Heroic Tales, it will pop up another UIs. Now for this UI, you actually can queue up with your parties or with another players, or you can enter this dungeon by yourselves. Right after you enter the dungeon with either by yourselves or the party, you will receive 2 items. The first item is going to be 2x equipment summon voucher, and the other item is the recovery drink. Now for the recovery drinks, it will instantly recover 20% of your HP and 40% of your SP and 1% of HP and SP per second after you activate it. So this is actually really good, by the way. However, this potion does have some limitation. It only has 60-second cooldowns and you have to use it carefully when you need to. I'm gonna cover this potion later on, so don't worry. Back to the Heroic Tales, the first thing you want to do is actually to click on this book in the middle and open up the equipment shop. Now for the DPS, you definitely want to buy the item that is specifically for your class. Now keep in mind that you receive 2 equipment voucher at the beginning when you enter the dungeon, so you are going to use the 2 voucher to purchase the equipment of your choice. If you're a DPS, make sure to get 2-hand weapon along with the trinket. If you're a support, get the mace and then get the shield instead. Now 1-hand mace, by the way, not just any mace, but it has to be 1-hand mace. Next up, we have the elemental properties. So there are 3 different elements. We have light, darkness, and nature. Now light does more damage against darkness, darkness does more damage against nature, and then nature does more damage against light. It's pretty straightforward. Now keep in mind that you cannot disable the elemental properties once the stage already started, so you can only use that specific elements for that stage. If you choose light, that is perfect, to be honest, because I have seen more light and darkness for each stages compared to nature. Some run will have at least 1 nature in my opinions, but it's completely random and it's really hard to tell Unless there is a way to predict which element is going to happen next for next stages, that would be awesome by the way, because I have not figured it out yet. If you know how to do this, feel free to let me know in the comment below. Next up, we have the enhancement. So basically, this is where you apply the side effects onto your weapons. Each weapon will have 2 different side effects. Every time you apply a side effect or re-rolling it, it's going to cost you 5,000 golden coin or the P coin. Now, you are going to get a lot of P coin or the golden coin every time you clear the stages for the heroic tales. The only problem that you need to worry about is actually re-rolling the side effects for the enhanced systems. And by far, there is a lot of combination out there, but personally, I find the Arcanum strategies is way much better for both physical and magic builds. Let me explain why. The first side effect is actually the Arcanum up. So basically, every time you take a drink of your recovery drinks, you will get a permanent physicals and magic attack by 40. So it stack up to 50 times, which allow you to get 2,000 in totals of physical and magic attacks. The second effect is going to be the recovery drink cooldown reduction. So basically, it changed the cooldowns of the recovery drinks from 60 to 10 seconds. However, the HP recovery will break down into 5% per sip, so which is not bad in my opinion. You still get the full refreshments from the 60-second cooldown potion, but instead you get a better rates because you can actually use the potion at any time that you want instead of 60 seconds. On to the third side effects, and that is going to be Expedite. Expedite will give you 100% final damage and 30% damage reduction after drinking the recovery drinks. This buff will last up to 5 seconds. So basically, when you get a cooldown reduction for your potion, which reduces down from 60 seconds to 10 seconds, you have 5-second downtime of applying the Expedite on your character, which means you are going to do more damage and you take less damage every time you use a potion, and which means every time you use a potion, you are going to get more damage increase by using Arcanum buff. And pretty much that is all for the enhanced side effect, to be honest, because this is really all you need. You need Epic Side, you need Arcanums, and you need cooldown reduction for your recovery drinks. For the 4 enhanced side effects, it can be anything. It can be percent final damage, it can be damage reduction, it can be cooldown reduction, etc. Anything that you want to be. Oh, keep in mind, the image on the left is actually supposed to be a trinket or secondary weapon. You can only apply 2 side effects on the weapons, so 2 of each. 2 on the main weapon and 2 on the secondary weapon. Before we move on, I actually have a really cool trick that I use every single run for the heroic stages. So basically, what I'll do is that I'll create a new party, I'll enter solo, and I'll purchase the weapon, open the enhanced system, and then put the weapon on there and start adding the enhanced side effects. If I get a really bad ones, I'll go ahead and just relog into the lobbies and go back into the game, create a new party, and then after that enter the heroic stage and do the same thing over and over again until I get the perfect starting builds for my character, which is really nice by the way. Next one is going to be the buff. So basically for this tab right here, when you click on it, you have 3 different slots and you have a buff shop. So for the buff shop, you have to purchase from the buff list. There is actually a buff combination which is really useful in my opinions. This is where you click the button right here where you choose 3 different buffs and combine together. Now in order to combine buff, there is a list of combinations. Now, before we get into the combination part, let me show you how to purchase the buffs. If you right click this, you will actually just add a bunch of items that you want on here and click combination. Usually each item will cost you 5,000, so it's going to cost you 15,000 to do the whole combination. When you combine this, for example, the HP, the 2 sword, you will get this item effects from the buffs combination list. And if you combine the blue one with the 2 sword, you get another tier 2 for this one, and you get a multiple tier over here. So let's go ahead and remove this real quick. Once you get 2 of this tier, you can actually grab 2 of those along with the level 2 and sword. And then you are going to apply all 3 of this on here by using right click it. It will go back into the buff combination. And when you combine that, you are going to get a tier 3 rainbow color. This one is basically like recovery HP by 5% of the inflicted damage, but also the SP by 2.5%. Personally, I do not recommend getting this, to be honest, unless you're having trouble to survive, but if anything, you don't have to worry about that one. Going back to the inventory, you know how to apply the buff combination list by using right click. The next one you can actually do is using your cleft click by clicking on it, you will purchase the item directly. And this is one of the problems where people try to do the combination list, they accidentally purchase the item. More importantly, you can actually upgrade the items by clicking on the arrow key. The maximum upgrade is level 5 by the way, so that's why it's better that you get tier 2 or tier 3 items and upgrade them to get maximum bonuses. Next up, a friendly reminder for the players who purchase the buffs or combine the buffs from the combination list. Make sure to click on the check marks in your buff UI so you can actually activate the buffs. I have seen a lot of players who miss this out, they purchase the buff but they never use it. Next up, after you kill the boss on stage 2, you are going to get 3x equipment vouchers. Now this 3x equipment voucher can be exchanged for necklace or accessory items. So you're going to click in the middle again, click on the box, and there will be 5 availables. Now the first one is immersion. I have never used it before to be honest, so I don't know what's the effects it. The second one is ballista builds. I have seen a lot of people use the ballista build, but to be honest, it's not worth the time. The third one is going to be like a burst SP recovery charges with electrical discharge. You do need enchant for that by the way. The fourth ones allow you to run without stamina, which is really good by the way. The fifth one is the best of all because if you're using potion builds, every time you kill a mob under the potion expedite effects, it will reduce the cooldown of your potion. So basically you can just spam it over and over again, especially having a enchant that gives you a cooldown reduction for the potion from 6 seconds to 10 seconds, which is quite convenient by the way because you want to get as much stack as you can before stage 3, stage 4 and stage 5. Overall, the whole fight in the heroic tale is pretty straightforward. You kill every single monster, you spawn the boss, you kill the boss, and you finish the stage, and you do that over and over again until you get to stage 5. However, there are some hard mechanics in the game, like the one on my screen right now. For example, there are a bunch of black orb that's flown to the left. If my character touches a black orb, he will get knocked back but also silent as well, which is very annoying. And then there is this bomb mechanics, is that if you don't kill the mob fast enough, that bomb will explode and it does a lot of damage. That means that you have to kill the mob faster, you have to progress faster throughout the stage, otherwise the bomb will catch up and completely destroy your character but also your party members. Anyway, that is all for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Shout out to T-Dos, Alpha, Fearsome, and Leo for making these videos possible. And without them, I would not be able to experience the party versions of the heroic tales. Anyway, with that being said, my name is Sanochi and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.